Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Yep. There we go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. My name is Joel.
And I'm Steve.
And this is a podcast. And if you would like to use our voices for artificial intelligence deepfakes to report us to our places of employment, please email at ttbb@gmail.com.
TTBB podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, you have to get permission first.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because if my artificial self is going to ruin my life, I want to know what it's going to say first.
Wouldn't that kind of spoil the fun, though?
Well, I like to know the script, man. Like, I like to know the story. I like to know the role I'm going to play. Like, that might be the ultimate acting gig.
But, dude, didn't you watch the Black Mirror episode with Salma Hayek? You don't have any control over that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've only seen, like, maybe 3 Black Mirror episodes ever.
Dude, have you watched the one with Salma Hayek and Annie, what's her name, from Schitt's Creek?
Oh, I did watch that.
I was going to say, I can't even, as you haven't watched that yet, then we might as well just call this a day. I don't even know what to tell you.
I started watching that right before pandemic, and, like, the pandemic was way more.
You haven't watched it. Because
you gotta let me finish my thoughts, otherwise I'm just gonna. Okay, all right, bye everybody. I'm gonna leave. No, I started watching that show right around.
Black Mirror. Not the specific episode with Salma Hayek.
I've seen the episode. I'm trying to finish a thought.
Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
I started watching Black Mirror right around the time of the pandemic. I almost said plandemic because we all know that was planned by. Anyway.
Right.
And it was too much. So I was like, well, just living in the world is its own Black Mirror.
It's enough.
Right now. I don't need
it still is.
Oh yeah. So that's why I've never gone back to the show.
It varies a lot. It's kind of I mean, some episodes are definitely darker than others.
Yeah.
Some are extremely dark, and some are just kind of, thought-provoking.
Well, the one that really fucked me up was the one where you could replay your memories if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's no. Mm-mm.
Or somebody else could have you replay your memories.
Right. And I was like, that's not going to happen. I can't watch
But it is happening.
I mean, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
Yeah. So how are you today?
I'm a little foggy. Pretty good,
foggy.
but foggy. Yeah.
Foggy.
I'm a little foggy. I got woke up in the night by things that go bump in the night and repeatedly. and then
you have humans in your direct vicinity now.
I do, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then those humans are going to do what humans do,
Some humans do. Not this human, but But yes, right. And then I got a work call at 6:30, and so I'm just like, whatever. I'm a little groggy.
I didn't know if it was because of just the overall barometric pressure change of
Jesus,
25 tornadoes being touched down in a 50 to 60 mile radius of where we live.
I had one eyeball last night. I didn't go out last night. Because I thought I'd stay home and get a good night's sleep for once.
Oh, thwarted.
Totally. But I kept an eyeball on, Reed Timmer and another guy last night in Oklahoma. Oklahoma just got slaughtered last night. I don't know how many dozens and dozens of tornadoes.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
No, it's not great. So yeah, but the thing that I keep falling back on is I'm just thankful that extreme global climate change is a liberal hoax.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry. I mean, this is just I don't know. It's totally normal.
This happens all the time. This is totally normal. Nothing to worry about.
Climate's been changing for thousands of years.
I think it's all,
not nearly this extremely or quickly, but,
scientists.
They don't know anything.
Meteorologists are
they don't know anything
paid
either.
off by George Soros.
By George Soros, 100%.
To perpetuate the lie that the Earth is round and that climate change is man-made.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all to get Joe Biden elected. What?
Well, I was thinking about
that. Because that's the
again.
prize. That's the prize.
Yeah.
Is that we're all we worship. We can't even fathom anybody besides Joe fucking Biden to get I mean, that's just. I mean that we will just ruin everything for Joe. Joe Biden.
That's actually every accusation is an admission. Yeah, we will ruin everything to get our guy elected.
Yeah, man, because we worship our candidates just like the other side, man. It's all a liberal hoax, man, to keep Joe Biden alive and in office.
Sure. I just have to. I chuckle at Joe Biden can't stay awake or form a coherent thought. But then he also controls gas prices.
He controls gas prices. He's also, he's
some sort of Uber mastermind when it comes to that sort of thing.
Well, Donald Trump is still the president, but the military actions that Joe Biden has taken are his fault, not
Trump's.
Not Trump's.
Right. There's a bit of a disconnect there as well. There's a few disconnects there.
It's all disconnected at this point.
Yes. So that's why I've chosen to just, deal with what I can control and.
Yeah, man. But the last few days, I mean, I am one of those Midwesterners that wants to run outside when I hear the sirens, which I did.
Yeah.
But I have an East Coast colleague in my hallway.
Oh yeah, at work.
Yeah, and she was like, "We're all going to the basement. Nobody's gonna be going out." It's like, okay, I didn't want to freak her out, so
right.
Yeah,
You didn't get take your office chair out to the quad and.
Dude, well, I couldn't see anything, but it was like the system that came through and produced tornadoes north of Lincoln and then into Elkhorn came right through Crete, but it didn't have enough steam. I mean, there was a tornado warned, so they must have saw something, but. I mean,
the siren was going off, so that's something.
That's something, yeah. So what I really wanted to do was cancel the meeting that I had, and we had external reviewers, like 2 professors from other colleges throughout the country, come visit to give us our department a review. And what I wanted to do was bail on that and get in my car and drive towards, a la Twister, right into the gaping maw of a weather system. That's
okay, Reed Timmer.
I'm like. Well, and so then
I mean, your Subaru's great, but it's not the Dominator.
No, but I mean, take me, Lord. You know what I mean? Take me. If that's the way.
Have you run that by Kirsten?
Not at all. She's probably listening in the room, like rolling her eyes, like.
Great.
But that's I want to get sucked up into the vortex.
We already are sucked up into the vortex. Like that is absolutely happening.
Yeah. But I was mentioning that to my colleagues, and they're like, "Well, you can take the training." And I was like, "Do we have somebody who teaches meteorology here?" And they're like, "Yeah, so and so." I'm like, "Oh, maybe that could be my spring sabbatical."
Ooh,
It has nothing to do with theater, but
it could though.
It could.
I mean, art reflects the times, and
the production value of the Storm Chasers now are fantastic.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah. Thank you, 5G.
Dude. And yeah, thanks.
That's literally what's enabling that to happen. 5G and smartphones.
Which is also a part of the liberal hoax to
100%.
brainwash our brains to elect Joe Biden. Anyway.
Something TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah. TikTok and 5G and vaccines have all come together And all they need
to program our brains.
All George Soros and
Soros is like the puppet master.
Yeah, all he has to do is flip a switch, and we all become zombies.
I think that's already happened.
Anyway, but they're out in the Dominator, and then they have somebody remotely that's like the station manager,
the MC guy.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
That was like 5 hours of like just really great entertainment. I mean, it was horrible. People,
of course,
but it's also fascinating that we can just
watch it. You can just be in the middle of it, literally in the middle. Well, you can be watching them be in the middle of a tornado.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty wild.
The guy I was watching last night, his handle is Max Velocity, and he's not a chaser himself, but he's kind of I guess you'd call him he's not a meteorologist, although he was talking last night about he's passed an exam, so he might actually be a meteorologist now.
Yeah.
But he just live streams storm coverage, and I kind of have him on in the background sometimes when stuff's going on because he aggregates like the Reed Timmer feed and Connor Groff, a couple other guys. So he'll have their feeds up too, and then he's got this Radar Omega program that is pretty amazing. You can subscribe to it, and I might do that just for the heck of it. It's like $8. It's like $8. But he was busy last night.
Yeah.
With Oklahoma. At one point in time, he had 23 warnings and 23 thunderstorms and 23 tornadoes. So going simultaneously between Texas and Wisconsin.
So whatever happened last night was worse than the Friday night.
I think so. Yeah. In Oklahoma. Wow. Yeah, it was really something.
Yeah. I mean, my hat's off to those people because really, like, is it true that like our warning system is really kind of, when you boil it down, like when you get a tornado warning, it's because somebody had an eyewitness to it? Like
I don't know that. I know that with today's like the imaging technology that we have, it's very like you can see the rotation happening, and so you can identify through certain patterns like that's a tornado. And last night, the Max Velocity guy was showing on his screen where he could see debris.
Oh, yeah.
Like the reflection of debris being pulled up into a tornado.
In his radar?
Yep.
Wow.
Just the way it reflects whatever the signal is, the radar thing. So yeah, he could see. He's like, yep, that's definitely debris. That's definitely a tornado.
Wow. So maybe they can warn based on satellite imagery.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a thing.
That's really
whether or not that's what sets off the sirens, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway, that was. It's been an interesting, 48 hours.
Yeah, I think that you can. I've just Googled real quick, just so that it's not just us being fascinated with disaster, but there is.
What you meant to say was our production assistant.
Yes. Oh, yes. Our production assistant, Sammy. I don't know. Maven.
Sure. Why not?
There is there's Nebraska and Iowa Tornado Relief Fund set up. I think via United Way of the Midlands is taking contributions to assist those in needs in the aftermath of Friday's storms. So, yeah, UnitedWayMidlands.org, and you can donate money. Like you can just drop some money. I don't know. I'm curious to know in the coming days, like if the Red Cross is going to organize some sort of community cleanup, because people around here have. Like our friend Laird texted me, he's like, "Man, I'm thinking about just loading up my Bobcat in my truck and
going and helping."
I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, but I would wait to see who's doing what, because then you're just a dude with a truck and a Bobcat, and there's no organization. And then you're maybe less helpful than you think. But so it'd be cool to know if there's, because I mean, Elkhorn was just leveled.
Right.
It's bad.
Yep. It is bad.
Other places, so.
Yeah, I'm on this little town, Sulphur, in Oklahoma. About 5,000 people the tornado went literally diagonally just across the middle of the town. Mm-hmm.
In addition to all of that devastation, though, because of my recent, being a dog dad, I follow a lot of rescues and all this shit, and they're sharing like volunteers of like misplaced animals, and that just
Oh God.
kills me.
Mm-hmm.
And they have reunited some dogs and cats and stuff with their owners, but there's still people posting like, I haven't seen
My dog.
I don't know where my dog is. This is what she looks like. It's like my shit was leveled. She got out. I'm like, also like that happened mid-afternoon. Like Maven is home hanging out. Maven doesn't know to go to the fucking basement. She's not even let down there. Like fuck, dude. Like that just, ugh, I can't. So, yeah, hell of a day. Hell of a day at sea, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What else is going on?
I'm gonna go play some Bluegrass this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing the Bluegrass camp again at Blue Raven Studios here in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. We got 2 more weeks of that. I mean, today and then next Sunday.
There's a finite end to it?
Yeah. This is it's a class, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yup. It's a good group of people. A couple of people come down from Omaha. One lady comes down from, I think, Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
And, we play Bluegrass for 4 hours.
Are you bringing the guitar? Are you bringing the bass? Or are you bringing
both?
Oh,
I'm bringing the heat. That's what I'm bringing. But yeah, I've been playing mostly bass.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fun. That's kind of what I wanted to do. So, and they
it sounds like it's probably plenty of guitars, but not so many people.
This time there's actually more banjos.
Wow.
We're banjo heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, and this is kind of an old joke, but it might have been Tom Waits that said it. It's like a gentleman is someone who can play the banjo, but doesn't.
But chooses not to.
Right.
For the
Steve Martin would like to have a word with him, but
Well, so is this going to culminate to some sort of public event that we can attend?
No, it's
internal.
But, it culminates in the people in the class being freed into the Bluegrass Society to go spread the joy that is bluegrass picking.
Turn people on to
exactly
picking and grinning.
Picking and grinning, you betcha.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yup.
Do you feel like you've gotten more proficient at the bluegrass style?
Yes. Yes. What the purpose of this class is not so much learning the instruments. It's more being able to walk into a bluegrass jam and be able to contribute.
Right.
Just walk into a circle of people playing and go, I'm here. And then everybody goes, great. What are we playing?
Yeah.
Because that's literally how it works.
Right.
You call the tune, you lead the tune, and you just count it off and go.
Sounds like improv classes I've taught or taken.
It is improv. Yeah. I mean, most of bluegrass is improv.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of similarities there, and that's where certain other musicians that I'm into learned that idea.
Yeah, you can boil all of Jerry Garcia's sort of vibe all the way back to that, huh?
100%, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bluegrass banjo. Mm-hmm. And so that's just it. You literally are thrown into a situation or walk into a situation where you may or may not know the songs. You may or may not have ever heard it before, and you just start playing it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And most bluegrass songs aren't that complicated.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it is, there's definitely a thing of comfortability with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should be able to, after X amount of time, and everybody's X is different, like not be worried about what the chord structure is.
Yeah.
You should just be able to look at somebody else's hands and go, oh, this is where we're going.
Right.
You should just be able to follow the bass line and know what the chord structure is.
It reminds
within
me
85%.
Yeah, it's like I really do relate to that in terms of improv acting is if you can find the story and you are there to listen and contribute instead of taking away, what are you giving? Mm-hmm. And knowing when to give and when not to give. Mm-hmm. Like that is like the pinnacle of good improvisation. It's the people that Just because you're a good performer and are funny
doesn't mean you're good at improv.
That does not mean you're good at. In fact, those are the people that drive you the most crazy, especially when you see like
it's my turn. Everybody stand back. Here we go.
Yep. And I've been that guy, but I've also been the guy that like chilled out, and what can I contribute in ways that are meaningful and add to the story and maybe add a little flair to it, but that I'm not trying to take. You're not trying
to take the spotlight, or unless it is your time to take the spotlight.
Right. And when it is, then you know it, and it's still a gift, right? It's still
100%.
Still giving gifts.
The group is opening up that space for you to shine.
Yeah.
And then when that moment is over, you step back into the group.
Yeah. Yes, and right? Like
yes, and yeah.
Yes, and like yes, and, I see this, and I'm going to give you this, but I'm not saying no, but
right.
No, look at me though.
Yeah, and that's the way a good jam goes. Is if the soloists are paying attention and they like the group kind of has gelled a little bit, you can lead like I can finish off my statement in such a way that it allows the next soloist to drop in.
Yeah, yeah, you're setting it up.
Like that's the way you want to end. Yeah. That's the way you want to end the statement. And now here's to you.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's a philosophy for life.
100%.
Relationships, work.
It's not just picking and grinning. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot happening. And I guess what I hear you also saying too is that when everybody kind of understands the simplicity of the structure, there's a lot of freedom within that.
100%. Right? Well, that's the thing is like on the surface, bluegrass is very simple. Simple chords, simple songs, but the depth to which, how am I trying to say, like the variations in like technique and how you can do it and how you can articulate is never ending. Case in point, Billy Strings.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of the extreme, and he obviously he's not straight bluegrass, but that's his core.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but the freedom within, not confinement, but the freedom within a boundary is really kind of like, people think that the most like, wild out there, artists are just like breaking molds left and right, but it's really like, staying in your lane gives you infinitely more interesting choices within those lanes. But if you don't have lanes, and that's just like, that's a philosophy for life in general too.
Well, so the other thing that I've been doing recently is the exact opposite of that, which is making music with literally no lanes, which has been really interesting as well, which is that there's no meter, there's no rhythm, there's no melody. And so that's an entirely different discipline.
That's like two ends of the spectrum.
It's literally two ends of the, yeah.
Because bluegrass or improv or those sort of things, it's like, that's a universal language somewhat. But then
it's also improv where there's no structure, zero, zilch.
What is that doing to your brain to be kind of dipping into both worlds?
Well, it's really interesting, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity because I think it keeps me. I think it's helping keep me young.
Yeah.
Well, like when we had lunch with our friend and past guest Darren Keene in Chicago recently, and I was having a conversation with him about this, and he said, well, because I'm playing with a friend named Jay Kramer, and Jay's a far out guy, and we should have him on here, because that's an understatement. But Darren knows Jay too, and he said, well, I'm really looking forward to seeing you get freed from melody. And and so like at Project in Omaha, it's at 1818 Vinton on May 20th. Jay is going to be playing with a guy named Jack Wright, who is an improvisational saxophonist who plays music with no boundaries or anything. And so I'm going to go to that and see what's happening up there.
So
one of the guys, this guy Kyle Jessen that lives in Omaha, is a free jazz sax player.
So
and he's
what
going to be
is
playing
it
there
though?
too.
Because jazz sort of I mean, this is just experimental
Yes.
avant-garde.
Think like John Cage,
Yeah. Okay.
only on saxophone. And
So-
then Jay makes his own instruments.
Right.
Yeah. Which have no traditional ties, I guess is how I'll say that. You know,
So
not
is
like,
there,
oh, that's kind of like a guitar. That's kind of like an oud, or that's kind of like a tabla. That's not.
so
It's not kind
there's-
of like anything.
Is there a resistance to form and structure and melody? Like if that starts to come up,
That's an interesting question, and I would say yes.
Okay.
I don't know the people or the scene well enough to be able to definitively answer that, but my gut says that yes, melody would be kind of frowned upon.
Even if it came up out of.
I mean, I like playing with Jay. I'll find like a motif,
Yeah.
like a theme, and kind of try to make that with sound, I guess.
Yeah.
But like to find something that you can hum and tap your foot to, that's not a thing. Like that's amateur hour.
Yeah, and I'm really hip to that, and I'd love to hear it, and I think that's really interesting. I also just am curious, like, if it does organically start to happen, is there like a purposeful ignorance of that? Like I'm going to walk away from that?
I think it probably depends on the artist.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a documentary on this guy. Well, it's kind of on this type of music where this artist's trip was he took a tape loop with just noise, like sounds on it. And it was like a 30-foot long tape loop, like 1/4-inch reel-to-reel tape spliced together. And he ran it around a room where it ran over like stands and like things that aren't like, traditional reel-to-reel tape cap stands and rollers and pullers,
Yeah.
And then he played it and he just let it run and recorded the output of that as the tape disintegrated. Which took hours.
Yeah. That was it.
That was the thing. Uh-huh.
I like that.
Right, exactly. It's really like that. That's kind of the space that these artists inhabit.
Mm-hmm.
It's really far out.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different, which I'm into,
And then you go to Bluegrass class where you're trying to find the
Yeah. But that's a whole other thing. Like playing bluegrass bass is, it's a discipline. Finding the groove and keeping it and holding it down.
Yeah.
For the soloists to fly over is that's a whole other thing.
What is this teaching you about being a human being? Like what have you noticed about like I know that's heavy and maybe you don't want to go there, but like what is this?
No.
Like I have to imagine there's some results from this experience.
Oh, totally. I mean, like and we've already kind of talked about it a little bit. I mean, that's why I think learning about the arts is very important.
Yeah.
And why that should be funded.
Mm-hmm.
Because it teaches you how to be a human. It teaches you how to, please do not, if those of you listening that are rolling your eyes, you're absolutely right. I'm not perfect at this. But the idea of being a small part of a larger whole, that being open-minded, but also having boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Like the ability to say, like, that's interesting, but it's not really what we're doing here right now.
Or the ability to say, this is my turn to do this thing that I feel really confident. I'm going to step into this.
Yes. And that's, and then to actually step into it and to not be sitting on the sideline saying, I could do that.
Yeah.
They suck. That thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to risk anything by making a statement publicly in front of people. I'm just going to sit back here and judge and talk shit. Like
or be intimidated. Like it could be ego driven and it could just be fear driven. And it
totally both.
Well, it's both.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. But there's an attitude. Like I'm equating this to a recent experience I had where like I mentioned earlier, we had these external reviewers, and one of which is a retired professor from a school in Kansas City, And I have known this individual since I was an undergrad. She came to, she came to review some shows at our school, and she was also kind of a leader and an administrator in the regional festival, the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival, which we participated in, which was a yearly conference. And she was kind of a bigwig in that world. She basically volunteered, right? Like, I understand it now, but she seemed like a big deal, and she is a big deal. She's very proficient, very smart, very well respected. But she was at our school doing, had conversations with us, and she was asking me questions and we were talking about things. It's like, I'm in the room with this person that I used to kind of maybe put on some sort of artistic pedestal.
Yeah.
But I'm an equal. I'm a colleague. She wants my input. She's there to hear my thoughts, not for me to kiss anyone's ass, but to be honest and contribute. Yep. And that was kind of a really beautiful moment for my life this week. It's like, wow, I am on par with this person.
Oh, this just happened.
This just like Friday.
That's great.
Same Friday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, I'm doing the things.
You're doing the things.
I'm doing the things. Like, I am in that world, and I have things to say. I have takes on that. I have professional experience thus far. I have concerns and things that we're doing well. I mean, it was just like there was a time to speak up. There was a time to hold back. There was a time to not complain about things that are not in her. Not the reason she's there, like I could have loused it up with a bunch of BS that is not helpful for her reason.
Let me air some grievances here that are unrelated.
Yeah. And so just knowing that is a really beautiful skill to have. And I'm connecting the dots between like a lot of the things you're saying, which is really pretty cool. And that's a kind of a very specific thing I'm grateful for this week, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you got to have that, internal experience to go with the external experience to recognize for yourself that was happening. I think that's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
I'll talk in a general way, but like the short version of the story is that I am reporting to a new person at my work. Mm-hmm. Not new to me, but new in that professional relationship kind of way. Mm-hmm. And I had some nervousness about that just because it was change, Yeah. But we had our first like formal meeting this week, and it went great. It was fine. We're gonna get along just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of balled up about nothing,
Yeah, much
Weirdly.
ado about nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's like fear. Fear though, like fear puts on. It has a whole trailer full of costumes it puts on.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And it's sometimes
it's like its own traveling show.
Yeah.
The fear show.
The fear show. Welcome to
playing now in Steve's head.
We're gonna masquerade as indifference, or we're gonna masquerade as cowardice, or we're gonna masquerade as
blustering.
Aggression, or inflated sense of self, but it's just
entitlement.
Well, it's like, our mutual pal Bill O would say, "Where's the fear?" Like, you talk to him about anything, kind of like, "Oh, this is happening, and I don't know what to." Where's the fear, Joel? It's like, of course, it's fear.
Yeah. That's funny. I wanted to say something, give a shout out to my friend Fletch from, he lives in Reno now, but Fletch is a drummer, and he told me many years ago, this is something that's always kind of stuck with me relating to like the fear thing of putting your talent out there. Mm-hmm. Is, he's a drummer, and, he said something to the effect of, if you have a talent and you don't share it with the world, that's selfish.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yep. I can recall. I think there's a parable in the New Testament, like, in the Christian Bible about that. Like, Jesus of Nazareth was telling a story about how this person was hiding their talents. And I think that talent meant something else, but still, I think it applies. Like, if you have a proficiency at spreadsheets, your spreadsheets can contribute to the world in a lot of amazing ways, right? Like,
I literally have had that experience, actually. Yeah. In fact, the person that I'm reporting to now is a wizard with Excel.
And this colleague that came to review, we were chit-chatting at dinner at one of the dinners we had, and she was talking about how she loves spreadsheets and what she's been doing. Seriously,
she's sick.
Yeah,
she's sick. She's sick.
She's retired. She's this artist, but she's like, I'm like, what have you been doing? So I'm watching a lot of, doing all these travel, all this cool stuff. She's also like, I'm watching a lot of Marvel movies. So we started talking about Marvel movies, and she was like, I made a spreadsheet of all the Marvel movies, and when I watched them in timeline order, and then I rated them in a spreadsheet. I'm like, this is what this person is doing in their retirement, and it's so cool. It's like, well, yeah,
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, get weird. I mean, get in where you fit in. I don't know.
I've never made lists of things and rated them ever about anything that I'm nerdy about.
Do you have that list?
Yes.
You do?
It's mostly in my head, but I've rated things on spreadsheets.
Grateful Dead things?
Yeah, no, and related and other things, yeah. Sure.
I'm most fascinated by the criterion. That's what I asked her. I'm like, so what? I mean, it's one thing to make all that and do all that, but like, what is the thing that makes it better than other things?
How I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's how I feel. It's how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. It's all that matters to me. Does it make me feel good? Then it is good. So does it make me feel bad in a profound and meaningful way? Then it's also good.
Do you have a spreadsheet of like all the Dark Stars ever performed?
No, other people have done that.
Oh, okay.
That's all. That work's already been done, like ad nauseum. That's all out there. Dead base, dude. Dead base.
Well, what's your spreadsheet then? What's your rating? Like, what are you most fascinated with?
When I was in high school, I rated AC/DC albums. So it started there.
Yeah.
It was a short list, you know.
I'm very reticent to do that with. I've seen some online chatter with the new Pearl Jam album. I'm very reticent to do because I've people are saying this is the. I had a friend reach out, like random friend from high school reach out because he knows I'm a total Pearl Jam nerd. And he was like, this is their most exciting album since Binaural or some album of theirs. And I'm like, I can't. I'm so much of a homer with them. I can't bring myself to. Because I think if I start comparing, then I'm going to start being bitter.
What's a homer?
Like somebody who is so like a Nebraska fan that does not see the flaws in any of it.
Sure.
And every season, like I was at the spring game yesterday. It's like everything everything's fixed. We're going to be great.
Wrong.
Yeah, like that you're so in love with it that you can't see the forest for the trees or whatever.
I know, I get it. So how was the spring game? How was that experience?
It was great. So
good.
My brother and my dad and my brother sprang for like club seats because, my dad's 80. Like, he's neat. Dad, if you're listening, I love you. But there's no reason any of us want to be climbing up one of those ramps and then have to like walk up 80 flights of stairs to a trough. We've talked about the troughs. Right? We're not doing the troughs. And so we got club seats in the west side west stadium, and it was escalators all the way up. Nice concourse, easy access to
love it.
Runza and Valentino's Pizza, bathrooms with urinals and stalls. It was lovely.
On the same level.
Yeah, it was great. It was mostly great because it's cool to be there, but also just to be there with my dad and my brother. Like it
that's
was a
nice.
Really lovely. It was a lovely time. It was a lovely afternoon. The weather cooperated. It wasn't too crazy. And
it was in between tornadoes.
Yeah, it was in between tornadoes, and it was great. Yeah, it was really cool. It was fun.
How'd we look? How'd we look?
I mean, great. I mean, that's the thing when you're playing a scrimmage and both defense and offense are doing cool stuff. It's like, we're the best team in college football.
Sure.
I mean,
Let's go with that.
There's a lot to be.
Did they put on the tunnel walk and the fireworks and all that?
Hell yeah, dude.
There you go.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they were shooting hot dogs into the stands. They had
football Saturday.
Yeah, it was. They had Herbie Husker on a tractor. It was great.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. If anybody really wants an actual detailed take on the post-spring game metrics, follow past guest Greg Wright. He's my go-to post anything.
Commentator.
Yeah, post anything Huskers He gives very he's a go big red homer through and through, but he's very intelligent when it comes to his responses to their performance.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, he's.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Totally.
After every game, when I want to come down from being angry or happy, I look at him. I look to his posts, and he definitely gives a fair assessment.
Good.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it wasn't about. I mean, the football was fun. There were some good plays, and they did some cool things, and it was an actual game.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was mostly cool to just sit in the stands and,
There's something about sitting in the stands.
That place, there's a high vibrational place, man. There's a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool spot. And I kept wanting to see a large scale concert there that wasn't Garth Brooks. Like, I sit there and I'm like, can we get something else besides Garth Brooks in here?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Getting to the stadium and parking down there is a freaking nightmare.
Yeah. I went to a secret meeting at not that far south from there, and I was a little concerned about parking availability at 9 a.m, but it worked out.
It's far. I think that one's far enough away that it's not actually gonna. Yeah.
But that's all part of the experience.
Yeah, I just think that other stadiums, other places you can access parking better.
No, I don't think so. Not on that scale. Not for 94,000 people.
That's true. That's just it's a pain in the ass no matter what.
I mean, there are no large parking garages right around there.
Right.
Specifically for that. So you do kind of have to wing it a little bit, but there's plenty of parking if you're willing to pay $20.
Yeah,
and walk 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, which is what I did. I dropped my dad and my brother off and found the first cash lot I could, and it happened to be Abel Hall on the other side of campus. I'm like, well,
nice.
My feet work. I can walk back and forth.
Right, yeah. That to me is just part of that whole thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk a little bit.
You're gonna have some hop-ons,
Gonna have some hop-ons. Yup.
Yeah, man.
I wish you'd watch Archer, because there's so many things that I can't really.
Why
I can make references.
I've told you why I haven't watched it.
I know, because of the whole Bob's Burgers thing.
Yeah, because I was a Bob's Burgers fan before I ever...
And I respect and I honor that. I'm just saying the fact that you don't watch Archer really limits, I think, our entertainment factor as podcasters.
So you're saying that in order to make this podcast more fruitful, I need to start watching Archer and get over myself?
Yes.
I think as an actor, I really should put some of that shit aside.
Yeah.
Like, I should be able to say, okay, that's an actor.
That's just it. How many actors do we know? Let's just say, for example, off the top of my head, Leo DiCaprio.
Sure.
You don't. I'm not going to watch that movie because he's, whatever, Titanic boy.
You know what? That's a valid point. Because I took a nap while Kirsten was watching Inception yesterday.
Is that good?
Oh my God. Have you not seen Inception?
I have not seen Inception.
Speaking of Leo DiCaprio, you need to watch Inception.
All right, fine.
But you're right. Like, I definitely have the ability. It's the voiceover part of it. It's like the guy who does Bob's Burgers and Archer is such a iconic voice, and he doesn't alter it much for either character. It's like, it's weird to hear.
I mean, Jessica Walters is his mom.
That's true.
Lucille Bluth.
Right.
I mean, and she's amazing in Archer.
Sure.
I mean, she makes, dude. Yeah.
All right.
Everybody watch Archer.
I'll get over it. I'll watch some Archer.
Oh my God. Season 1. There's so many seasons too, and they're all pretty good.
Okay. My friend Aaron, he loves Archer too, and always sends me Archer memes, and I don't know what he's talking about because
this is what I'm talking about.
Well, to carry our podcast into the next decade, I will watch some Archer. I'm gonna have a lot of free time coming up soon, so I'll watch some Archer.
Yeah, you will.
I'm getting ready for Summer Joel. I can't wait.
Summer Joel.
It's the best version of myself.
I hate your freedoms.
I have to get through Greece first. What a burden. And then I can be.
Oh, that's going to be awful. Hey, speaking of getting through things. No, that's not what I was going for at all, actually. But Josh Corda is going to have a thing at the whatever institute north of New York on over Labor Day.
Oh.
I think I might try to go to that.
You should go to that. I will be in Chicago seeing Pearl Jam that weekend.
Oh, well, that'll be spiritual too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, I think I might try and do that. I think that would be time well spent.
Dude, that would be epic.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool to get to do that retreat.
I think so, yeah. I think I'm going to try and make that happen. I should be able to do that.
Do it.
Instead of going to see the dead at the Sphere, I'm going to go meditate for 3 days.
Yeah, thinking about the dead at the Sphere.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of content to let that one go. Weirdly.
Even after seeing all of the stuff that Fish did at the Sphere?
Amazing. Mind-blowing. I mean, yeah, that place is incredible. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I mean, I will say that, like, the Dead and Company visuals have had a longer curation than Fish. Fish doesn't really do video visuals. And so...
yeah.
They have their lighting guy that does it kind of improvisationally, which is amazing. Their lighting package is insane.
Mm-hmm,
but
totally.
I was like, well, have Fish really done, like, video visuals before? And I don't know that they
can do anything.
They can do anything. And they can get anybody, they can hire people to do anything.
That's been proven time and time again over the last 4 decades.
So they were able to really make a pretty tripped out experience there. I just can't, just what the dead will do to it.
My friend Kent he went to all 4 of them. Yeah. And he's just, I don't think he'll ever come down.
Well, I love what Drew Carey's sort of.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Like Drew Carey, like, dude, I hope you don't get fired for saying a lot of the things that you said, because you got a pretty good job, dude.
Yeah. Don't blow that, buddy.
Yeah, because some of the people that watch The Price is Right may not appreciate your appreciation.
He's a libtard hippie. How dare
totally.
Yeah.
I love that they sent him a blender. That's so funny. They sent him a Vitamix. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming, man. Here's a Vitamix.
Oh,
I think it would be really cool to go to the Sphere, though. Just to, I mean.
Okay.
As far as
he'll keep calling. They'll keep touring. They'll keep playing. I'll go.
That's a great analogy. But your personal fascination with music venues, like if you're gonna see something at the Sphere, why?
That should probably be it.
That should probably be it.
God damn it.
That's all I'm saying. And I'd be willing to figure out the financial investment to join you on that. But just like if this is the last time they do it, like you're gonna have to see Goose at the Sphere and really kick yourself.
No, God, no, please, no.
I mean,
I don't want to see Goose at the Sphere.
If you're gonna see something at the Sphere, it might as well be the Dead, right?
God damn it!
I'm gonna go see Goose in Omaha.
Steelhouse?
Yeah, baby. I'm just saying.
It'll probably be good.
The look of disgust on your face, just
it's
like
not disgust. It's I don't know,
resignation.
I would go see Dogs in a Pile at the Sphere.
They're not going to play the Sphere for a long.
They're not. No,
just saying, if you're going to see something that's.
But Goose probably will because of what's his name, Shapiro.
He'll get there. They'll get there. And you'll be like, man, I should have saw the fucking Dead and Company at the Sphere. Why didn't I do that?
Fuck Goose.
You should wear a shirt when you should. I'll buy you a ticket to see Goose if you make a shirt, just black with white letters. It just says "fuck Goose."
People will love it.
I don't know.
That's part of their whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm sold on Goose.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm sold on Goose yet. That's the shirt.
Yeah. No, a guy was wearing that when I saw him.
Oh, that's right. That's where I got that idea. You saw them at the
Yeah, it was a guy that said still not convinced about Goose. So I should just get one that says "fuck Goose."
Fuck Goose.
and they wear it to their show.
You probably show up in a lot of
it.
people's Instagram photos.
Oh yeah.
Fuck Goose.
Fuck you.
And just a picture of you crossing your arms with the grumpy cat face. Fuck Goose.
Fuck Goose.
I saw Jerry Garcia. Fuck Goose.
Pretty much. It's fine. The kids are all right.
Yeah,
it's
the kids
fine.
are fine, man.
It's all fine.
It's tasty jams. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's fine. It's nice. It's nice. It's good walking around music.
It is. It really is.
It doesn't. They just don't get hairy, man.
Yeah, I think that some of their I know that you said that about Fish too. That it doesn't like cut through emotionally. I feel like the more Goose I listen to, yes, some of it's not that, but some of it really is. Like some of their lyrics, some of their vibe does kind of. I think it gets hairy, but you know, it is like technically, it's too technically proficient for it.
This is what I'm saying.
It doesn't.
It's not like the Grateful Dead where at any moment it can just totally fall apart, and yet somehow doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
mm-hmm. It's
precise.
like riding. It's like the difference between riding an old wooden roller coaster and almost biting your tongue off because it's so bouncy, and riding like the Mamba down. You know, where it's like this precision.
Yeah.
Two very different experiences.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Only in the Dead, the thing does jump the tracks and it does crash and does leave you like underneath a pile of roller coaster cars and a burning roller coaster thing, and then somehow magically it all kind of just gets put back together.
We're about to do a loop-de-loop, and I think that part of the track is missing at the top. I don't know how we're gonna get over that.
And that's the piece that Goose is missing. The train doesn't ever actually jump the tracks.
Okay, well, you've seen them, so I can't really argue that.
I've seen part of a Goose show.
Half a Goose.
Yeah, I've seen. Can I just get half a Goose?
You can
like a bowl of soup on the side.
You can bail at set break. Like when you bailed at set break during the Flaming Lips, and then afterwards they got fucking wild weird.
God damn it! Why? When is Goose playing Steelhouse?
June 10th, I believe.
Is that a weekday?
It is a Monday night. Yeah,
I'm out. We'll see.
June 10th.
Whatever. All right. I think we've been talking for an hour.
Yeah, we did it.
We did the thing.
Find out how you can help out tornado relief. Get in where you fit in. Support your local avant-garde musician group. Play some bluegrass.
Do some improv.
Toot your hooter. Toot it loud and proud.
That's right.
All right. That's it. That's all I got.
That's it. That's what we got. Have a good summer.
Bye.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.